Hi guys, welcome back to the Spoon Fed Med. Before we begin, let's have a quick look at how my 20th notebook looked like. In the last month before the exam, it's almost impossible to revisit all your notes, and hence this book comes so handy. It contains all the volatile, must-know topics that you cannot miss for your exams. And I'm planning to put all the stuff in the form of 2-minute videos on my YouTube channel. So let's begin by studying today's topic. Endocrine hormones, the reproductive hormones. It's different in females and males. So we first study in females. The pituitary produces two hormones, that is the LH and the FSH, luteinizing hormone and the follicle stimulating hormone respectively. It's important to know that the LH acts on two types of cells in the ovary, that is the theca cell and the granulosa cell, whereas the FSH only acts on the granulosa cell. In the theca cell, the androstenedione is converted into testosterone, which is later converted into androgen. We remember it as T goes with T. Also, LH acts on the granulosa cell like we saw here to produce progesterone. Now, the FSH acts on the granulosa cell. The granulosa cell also produces a hormone, inhibin B, which makes a negative feedback loop and in turn inhibits the FSH. What's important to note here is that the androgen that is produced in the theca cell has to diffuse into the granulosa cell in order to be converted into estrogen and estradiol. This is because a very important enzyme known as aromatase is absent in the theca cell, and hence for it to act on the estrogen, the androgen has to be for aromatase to act on the androgen, androgen has to diffuse into the granulosa cell. Now talking about the hormones in males. In males, the hypothalamus before I forget, how to remember that these three hormones come together. It's important to note that we can learn this like E, F and G. These hormones come together and they form EFG alphabetically. It can be sometimes confusing, so this is a small trick to remember it. In males, the hypothalamus stimulates anterior pituitary to produce FSH and LH. The FSH acts on the Sertoli cells in the male. We remember it as S and S. The Sertoli cells produce three hormones. This is very important. Inhibin B, anti-Mullerian hormone, androgen binding protein. The inhibin B in turn inhibits the FSH, thereby creating a negative feedback loop. Now the LH that is produced by the anterior pituitary stimulates the Leydig cells, where it stimulates it to produce the hormone testosterone. It is converted into dihydrotestosterone by the enzyme 5-alpha reductase. Also remember that the testosterone helps form the internal genitalia, whereas dihydrotestosterone helps form the external genitalia. This testosterone also inhibits the anterior pituitary and the GnRH hormone, thereby creating another negative feedback loop. So that's all for today, and this is a quick summary of what we learned. Thank you so much and stay tuned.